Hi guys, Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Okay, you guys, I am back with a mixed media junk journal. And what we're doing is we're not working on the actual junk journal, we're working on the ephemera and the envelopes and tags that go in the pockets of our mixed media junk journal page that I've been working on, or we've been working on. So I want to go through how I create my ephemera, my pockets, little booklets, and we'll kind of do half on and half off because I got to go to my sewing machine and sew this. But let's go through what I'm going to go to my sewing machine and sew. Let me make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm talking about. Okay. So, I have a paper clip together because I have to sew it. All of this, everything you're seeing has been distressed with TIMHOLTZOXIDEs, TIMHOLTZ inks, and spray oxides. Is that everything? Yeah. And some stuff had some coffee staining beforehand, so that was layered on top too. Okay, this right here is from a Sears catalog. I make copies out of cardstock. Sometimes I do out of regular paper. Anyway, and this is a piece of cardstock here that's been distressed. So I like to take these two like this, and I'll sew around. Leave this open here, and that will make a library pocket. Isn't that cool? And I'll also cut the corners off of here and cut the corners off of here and probably here too. Okay, and we'll do that together. On the back of the library card, then I have an envelope, and when I distressed all my envelopes, they all stuck together, which is fine because we can take this envelope. Where are my small scissors? We can take this envelope and open it. Just a second. Let me go through this. There we go. I was like, oh man, I wanted this open so I could put stuff inside. I'm like, oh, well, that looks even better. I like the fact that it looks closed because then it just adds to the style of the envelope. Okay, so on the back of this, you can attach this on. We'll, oh, and we'll stitch everything. We'll stitch all the way around here. So this all looks stitched. This will be glued onto the back of here like this. So then you'll have on the inside, you'll be able to put tags and stuff in there. And we'll glue here, here, and here, but leave this open here. And then be able to have another place. So you'll be able to shove tags in, behind, and in. Okay. I think I have a couple that work like this. Yeah, this is another one that works just like the one I just explained. Okay, so I won't go through it. I'll show it to you. So again, this will be sewn all the way around for a library pocket, and then stuff will go here. And then there's the back. We'll do the same thing that I just explained here. So that's another one of those. This is taking a bunch of pattern directions and placing them all together and making a tag out of it. I love the idea. So then we'll take this and we'll just sew all the way around. And this is putting like 3 or 4, a bunch of pieces of the pattern instructions together. We'll sew all the way around, and this will just be a tag that's inside. We may add some more decor onto it. In fact, what we'll add some, I do some other little, I forgot what you call them, little scrap embellishments, and it'll be put up here. Okay. Again, this is to make one of those tags, like I just said here, just out of book pages. So we'll sew all the way around. We'll probably even, on some of these, put a hole at the top and put like a some fun fur sticking out. Again, a tag with fun fur or some mixed media embellishments at the top. And make that into a tag, sew it all the way around. Also, I'll probably clip off the ends with my corner puncher. Corner punch the ends here. This is, again, one of those, a bunch of pattern directions. 4 or 5 pieces put together, distressed. Then take another distressed piece of paper that we did, cardstock, rip it, see how it's ripped? Put it here, and now we have another like library card, but really distressed. This has been torn off. That will be sewn together and sewn all the way around on my machine. This is that same thing. Okay. Again, this is kind of a mixture of all of them. Taking book pages, right? Taking a piece of distressed cardstock, which has some calligraphy pins on it, which is from the Sears catalog. Rip that off. So there's the pocket, right, that we're going to sew on there. On the back is another one of those envelope deals. Okay. Here's another one of those pockets. It's made out of dictionary pages, like probably 10 dictionary pages all put together, and we'll sew all the way around. Look how cool that Tim Holtz Distress. I think that's saltwater taffy, I think, color. I love it. Take a piece of corrugated cardboard that's really thin. I got this from packaging, so make sure you look for your corrugated cardboard. You won't have to even buy it at the craft store. You can just get it in packaging. So when you see it, put it away. So I put it here for a pocket. I ripped it here. I like ripping my pockets like this and having like a jagged edge than having it cut straight across. And it looks more what we all like, more, you know, rustic and more aged and tattered. Okay. And this is one that I would probably apply to a page, because I didn't do the back of it, because I would think I would apply that to a page like this so I could put the tags in. Okay, now these are really, really neat, and I meant to grab some of the stuff. Let me show you what these are supposed to be. I have some samples. Just a second. Where is the sample? Here it is. Okay. So this is a bunch of book pages put together, right? And then sewn. The book pages were put together, sewn all the way around, right? Then I took my hot glue gun, and I just take little bits of little bits of fabric and muslin cloth and this stuff right here, where I always forget the damn name of it, and back it first, and then put the picture on top, and then age the picture, kind of fold up the edges, put a little piece of lace here on the bottom, and it's like a little, just a really cool little age tag. Isn't that cool? So that's what I'm going to do with all of these. Isn't she fabulous? Oh, I just love it. I've had this in my computer forever. This picture. I don't know who she is. She's like a gypsy. I love it. So there's that one. Here's another one. She looks very boho. I love it. This has been in my computer forever. So we'll do the same thing with that. So I'll take these on my sewing machine, sew these all the way around. I won't sew her on because I got to do all of the bits and pieces of fabric behind her, and we'll do all that part together. Same thing with this one. This one I put a pocket on the back. See? Got to sew this pocket on. But see how I ripped it? So there's a pocket on the back of that one. This is Dorothy Dandridge. She was a famous actress, if you don't know who she is, before the Civil Rights Movement. And she was adored by many, but because she didn't have civil rights, she wasn't able to stay. She could perform at a hotel, but she couldn't stay there. Treated very badly, and it was horrible. I watched her movie. Anyway, I just love her. Look how gorgeous she is. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous. Look at her. Halle Berry made a movie about her, and Halle Berry played her. Love her. Dorothy Dandridge. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to do the same thing with her. And on the back of this tag, again, I put another pocket made out of library paper. Library cardstock. What it was, it's music note paper that I made copies onto cardstock and then distressed. So we'll sew all the way around. So this will become another pocket in the back. What else do we got here? Okay, this is a little booklet I created. And on the front of this booklet, I'm going to attach that. And then this little booklet is made out of file folder that I distressed inked. We'll say we oxidized with Tim Holtz inks. And I just went ahead and made a little booklet. Okay, so you just open it up. It's a bunch of distressed papers that I've created like that, and just keeps going to the end. And also, I already put I put some holes in here with this hole punch that I got from Dollar Tree. You guys, this hole punch is the bomb. Super sharp. It's a little punch. See? This thing is the bomb. So I put some holes in there, and we'll sew it together with a needle and thread. Because to get this through my sewing machine might be a little rough, so I don't want to do that. I am going to sew this piece of paper this little label just to have some stitches on it before I apply it onto here. Okay, last one is an envelope. I like to make my own envelopes. I also like to dye envelopes, but this one I made. And it's made out of like some, you know, this type of paper that you, oh, I can't think of the name of it. I can't think of the name of this paper, but anyway, this type of paper here. Okay? And it's all distressed and inked out. It looks fabulous. So what I'll do to make it into an envelope is I fold it in half, but I don't fold it completely in half. I leave it so there's a little, you know, the top of the envelope's here, so this can go over like this. Okay? And I will corner punch the ends just so it looks more like an envelope. And inside, and then I'll sew up the sides. And then inside, you can open it up. I have like this letter. I found this letter in a book. And then I distress it so it looks all old and aged. So that letter will go inside of this envelope. And then on the front of here, I will sew this too. And then we'll attach this onto the front of here. And I'll probably do some, I could use one of my postage stamps on the back of here. So anyway, I'm going to go to my sewing machine, do all the sewing. I wish I could do the sewing on camera, but I can't get the sewing machine underneath the camera so that you guys can see. Yeah, it's a lot. So let me go ahead and sew, and then I'll come back and we'll do the finishing touches, okay? So I will see you guys after I have sewn all of this stuff together. What a fun afternoon for me. And I hope I'm inspiring you and giving you some ideas of just the most, you know, just really cool vintagey type of tags and envelopes and ephemera that you can make for your mixed media art journal. So I will be back after I get done sewing all this. See you guys in a minute. Okay, you guys, I went to my, I said I was going to pause you guys, and I was going to go to my sewing machine and sew everything together. So I'm going to show you what I've sewn together, and then we have to finish everything off. So that's what we're going to do. Let me put my, just a second, let me put my iPad away. Ooh, that's not a good place. That'll fall there. Just a second, let me find a place for my iPad where it's not going to fall. Okay. All right, so let me go through and show you how everything looks sewn. So this has to be attached onto here. This is what I'm talking about. We need to like finish everything off. So I'm going to finish everything off with you. But this is that little, isn't this cool? I got those, I think, at Dollar Tree. But this is that little booklet. I sewed all the way around. And this is made out of a manila folder, and then, you know, everything's been distressed with Tim Holtz distress oxides, inks, distress sprays, the whole thing. I'll attach a video on here of me distressing all the paper, all the different papers and envelopes and cardstock and all of that. By hand, I went ahead and I sewed this booklet together. So I opened this up. I took this little pokey tool, which you get at Dollar Tree. You guys get this in your life. I poked 1, 2, 3 holes in. I started from the outside. You can start from the inside or the outside. I started from the outside in the middle and just thread it up, back to the middle, thread it down, back to the middle, thread it up. So you just start in the middle and go down, go back in the middle, go up, back to the middle, go up, down, up, down, until you've sewn it all together, and you end up in the middle. Now I could have cut this off clean, but I like having the little strings hang here. I can even throw some beads on there if I want. And the thread I used is like an embroidery floss, but you get it in the yarn section. It's really like that real thin crochet thread. I got it for 70 cents. That's why I'm using this now. So if you ever can get this, even if you can't get this on clearance, use a coupon, get it for like $1.50. And look, you don't even need to get twine. Look, you can get all this for like $2 with a coupon at Hobby Lobby. It's crochet thread. Okay? So forget kitchen twine. Use this stuff, or even embroidery floss. Look how much you can have this forever. Okay. So what I need to do though is I want to glue this onto the front here and get that attached. So we'll do that in a second. I just want to go through really quickly just so you can see everything, and I won't keep explaining everything. I'll just show so things can go a little quicker. These are the time cards I made into tags. See what the difference of the sewing makes? Look how cool the sewing, look at the difference. And I used brown thread to sew. Now, if, do you have to sew everything? No. You could instead distress the edges. This is just different things you can do. You can distress the edges. You can use some Tim Holtz, like his soot, or even a vintage photo, and go around the edges and distress it that way. I can still distress these that way, which I may do that. But for right now, all I did was the sewing. And what I mean by distressing the edges with your inks, everybody knows. I'll take walnut stain. Go around. And I probably will do this. Go around my edges like that. Also, you can take a distress tool like this, or you can just take a knife. But this is a Tim Holtz distress tool. I advise you to get one of these in your life. And you can go like this. See? And you can distress all the edges. Then you can take your, this is walnut stain. You can take whatever. And it doesn't even have to be Tim Holtz distress inks. You can use whatever ink pad you have, dark ink pad. And then go like this. And this will just stress your tags out more, okay? And I will do it, but I'll just do that separately. We are going to go back to these tags, though, and do some embellishing on top. This is an envelope that I got recently, and I just want it to look really aged. Let me see where I need to be at. There we go, right there. I'm going to put my stapler there so I don't go beyond that, because then I know I'm in frame. Okay, so love that. Isn't that cool? I love it. I love it's all distressed. I didn't sew or anything to this. I just like how distressed it turned out, which I showed you before. Okay, now these are all little advertisements I got from the Sears catalog I made into tags. And I think I described that before. But we'll be putting holes up here, and I'll show you some ways we can embellish them. But see the difference it makes to do the sewing? Oh, you know what? I didn't sew these. I thought what I'm going to do on these is I'm just going to distress it. Distress the edges, and then distress the edges with my distresser tool, and then ink the edges. And the reason why, this is what I'm going to explain to you. Because even though it's cardstock, I couldn't get... It just seemed like it wanted to go everywhere. The stitches did. So that's how I'm going to handle these. Okay. Okay, this one is a library pocket. I gotta cut the edges on those. But look what the sewing does. Isn't that nice? So now we have a nice pocket in here. Isn't that nice? This envelope on the back has to be attached with hot glue or double stick tape. I'll probably do double stick tape. This is the same thing. This is the same thing here. And then the back. We'll attach that envelope. Okay, this is making a tag out of several pieces of book paper all together. But look at the stitching, how cool it looks. Again, this is another tag, and I made this out of pattern instructions and made a tag. I do not know why. Oh, wait, I don't know why I didn't sew the top. I meant to sew that top area, and I missed it. I'll have to go back and do it. Okay, again, this is taking the pattern pieces, a bunch of them together, but then I sewed all the way around. Look how cool that looks. The pocket, okay, this I want to explain. When you go to... I would have sewn this on too, but the thickness of putting all these pattern instructions together, and then this is a piece of cardstock, it got too thick and I thought I was going to break my needle. So this I'll have to hot glue on. I wasn't able to sew that on. The same thing with this. I found that out with this one. Okay, it started becoming really hard, so I'll hot glue this the rest on. But look how cool this looks with the sewn. So these are just really, really nice library pockets that are very tattered. And another envelope pocket on the back. Another another library pocket, and this time I did corrugated cardboard, and we'll hot glue this on for sure. Look at the back, how cool that looks. Love. Okay, these are the ones where we're going to take her and we're going to put this on here, but we're going to put like pieces of fabric and all kinds of cool stuff behind her, and put lace down here. I showed you guys that before. But anyway, this is what it looks like sewn. See what how that adds? I love it. In fact, this will probably go this way. And then the envelope on the back will be attached. Same thing with this one that I just explained with her, but just want to show you the sewing. I did some sewing on her all the way around. I don't know why I didn't do the sewing on her picture. I should have. Anyway, I did it on her picture. Look how cool it looks. I love it. And then the sewing on this, and again, that'll be attached to that. And I always paper clip so I can keep everything together. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what I was doing from from ephemera to ephemera. So again, that'll go like that. I did sew her all the way around, which just makes it look so cool. Sew that all the way around. And then I did sew this pocket onto this. This was onto the book pages. This must have been a lot thinner than that other stuff was, because I was able to do it through my sewing machine. This is book paper. The other one was pattern instructions, because this is cardstock here. So on the back of here, I did a library pocket, and on the back of here will be her like this. So I hope I'm giving you guys some cool ideas to do some very vintagey looking ephemera for your either just regular junk journal, or for us, what we like to do, the mixed media junk journals. Okay, so this is an envelope that I made, right? And I went ahead and sewed it. Look how cool that looks sewed. And then remember, this is a letter that I put in here. And then this, I decided, is going to go on the back of here, like this. So we got to attach that on the back. Oh, and on this little label, I also sewed around on the label too. Okay, and this is an example of how you back the fabric up, remember, and you put the picture on top. That's how all the ladies' pictures are going to be done on the tag, and they're just little tags, little shabby chic, vintagey looking tags. These are just tickets that my husband had a bunch left over, raffle tickets, so I went ahead and distressed them. That'll go into some pockets, and that's it. So let's go back through and let me do some embellishing on some of these with you. Do the finishing touches. Okay. Just a second. And then the last of this will be going back to my mixed media junk journal page I was working on, and fill the pockets with the goodies, okay, and finish that whole thing up. But I wanted to stop and do some of this stuff. So okay, let's just do, we're not going to do all three of these tags, let's just do one of them. We'll do this one. So let me show you how we're going to finish off this tag. These are the things I like to do. For one, just eyeball it and put a hole right here in the middle. Okay. So let me get my stuff out. I have a whole, like, little big plastic container full of my goodies that I like to embellish all this kind of stuff with, okay? It's just a box full of goodiness here. Okay, let me put this to the side. Okay, to go through, okay, this is Fun Fur, and if you, hopefully you pick some of this up at Dollar Tree when they had it. If not, you can get it anywhere in the yarn section. And I like to take Fun Fur. You can also take, if you don't have Fun Fur, you can also take just, oh, what's it called? I want to say burlap, but that's not the word. That burlappy type of string, it's going to come to my mind in a second. You could just use that. You could use a piece of suede lace. You could use anything. But I think the Fun Fur just looks so cool. Doesn't that look nice? And it just adds so much like just texture type of cool stuff in your thing. Okay, so then also I like to do is I like to give a little fabric sample or a paper sample right here, or a mixture of both. Okay, what I'm talking about is this. I got a whole little bag full of like little bits of stuff. Okay, so this is a little bit of fabric. We're gonna cut this off. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. I forgot the name of what you call these. Yeah, we'll take a little bit of, this is a little bit of lace. We'll use that. I want this piece to be bigger. That piece there we go. This, I want it to be a little longer. There we go, like this. Okay. I could have also put something like this through that hole instead of the fun fur. See what I'm saying? You could put anything through there. Just have fun. So what you want to do to make these is you want to just always have a little bag next to you of little bits of lace, and also have little bits of scrapbook paper, because I'm going to show you how to add some of that in here too. So this is some lace that I had left over. We always have little bits of everything, even little bits of fabric. Do that too. So see how I'm layering this now? Like that, bam. The next one I'll do with different like book paper and little bits of music note paper, and I'll show you. So we'll take all of this, and you know what we need to, we're gonna hot glue these together. So let's just put some hot glue there. I don't want to burn myself. I forgot what you call these. What is calm little fabric embellishments? What it oh, you know what? Let's put this down first. There we go. It's just taking little bits of nothing and making little shaggy embellishments. The first time I saw this done, I saw it done with like little bits of book pages and music note paper, and then I saw someone do it with little bits of fabric and lace and all of that. Isn't that cool? Okay, we're gonna add one more thing to that. You could also staple that there. Let me find, I gotta, sorry, I'm gonna put this over everything for a second. I gotta, oh, this is some more stuff there that I like. Okay, just a second. I gotta find these things that I wanted to use. I have a bunch of rusty paper clips that and pins that I rusted with the Tim Holtz, what's it called? Here they are. That was with the Tim Holtz alcohol inks. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I didn't know where I put these, but they're in here. So I took Tim Holtz alcohol inks, like the browns and the any of the rust colors, and you just put it in a little jar with a little bit of the alcohol solution, and looks, it makes them look all rusted. Isn't that cool? So everything just looks rusted. So we'll keep this one out because I'm going to use that one for something else. So, and then I got these Tim Holtz Trinket pens. I have a whole bunch of these. And I think I picked them up for nothing. When Hobby Lobby has their clearance, I picked them up, I believe. So then, I'm just going to go through all of this right here. And it'll look like it's being held on by this thing. But it's not. Like that. Do I want it like that, or do I want it... Just a second. Maybe I want it to go down. Sorry if I'm out of frame. Okay. Is this how I want it? Nope. It needs to just, okay. I haven't done this for a while, so I couldn't remember how I did it. Okay. So just like that. Just so you have a little piece. So it looks like it's being, everything's being held together and glued on here with that little piece. But doesn't that just look so cool? It just makes a big difference. Okay, so there's a tag done. So the rest of these 3 tags will be done like that. And also I'll go through and I will take my distressor. Where the hell did I put my distressor? Oh, here it is. I don't know why it's over here. I'll take my distressor. I'll distress all my sides like this. And then I'll take, whatever, vintage photo and do all my edges. Okay, so that's done with that one. Let's put the ones that are done over there. Okay, so I got so much stuff on my desk. It's like, okay, scoot over. Look at this little one rusted. Cute. Okay, so on this one we want to attach this, right? So let's attach this with our glue stick here. Just add a little bit smaller magazine. All right, I'm just taking a magazine real quick and just laying this on top of here as a glue surface. I'm going to go all the way around. And I don't know if we'll get to everything, but we'll get to enough things that you can see how I'm finishing all these, how I'm finishing these off. Let me just get a baby wipe out so that I don't have little sticky hands. I don't like sticky hands. I like working with sticky stuff, but I don't like my hands to be sticky. Okay. So then we can also finish this off with a Stabilo. You can use a watercolor, black watercolor pencil. You can use any water soluble crayon to do this. And I just want to just edge this out and put some on the label too. And then just go like this. Use our baby wipe, wet our finger with our baby wipe, and just go around and just kind of give this a little framing, this little label. Plus it gives it a little bit more, it'll give it a little bit more age look too. Just adding a little more water onto that baby wipe. There we go. I'm trying to think what the other thing is. If you have a oil pastel, you could also use an oil pastel and do the same thing that you do with this. You just don't need to wet your finger. You just use the heat of your finger, as you know, and you just go like that. And you can do the same thing with that. And so then I will finish this up too, probably with doing this all the way around with this pencil. You could also use your ink pads, your Tim Holtz Distress ink pads, or any ink pad that you have, and do this too. So I won't take the time to do this right now on everything because that would take a while. Also, you could take it and you can also distress the edges too. And I would distress my edges first and then do that. But you can do that too. So that's how you can finish off that one. All right, doesn't that look cool? You know what? Let's just do this right now while I'm here, because that doesn't look what it looks like. Okay, that one's done. It's not totally done, but it's done enough. Okay, what else do we got going on? Okay, so then we have these tags, and like I said, these were advertisements from the Sears catalog, and I just cut them out this way and made them into tags. And we'll do this one. So the top of this, what the heck? Okay. Oh man, I didn't go into it far enough. All right, let's just go down further. I think we'll be fine. There we go. We'll just ignore that I did that other one, and I think you won't see it because I'm going to use that fun fur through it. So there we go. Through. There we go. Yeah, you can't even tell that I did that before. Okay, so there's that. This time I'm going to layer the papers I was talking about. So let me bring my little bucket back. Take little bits of paper. So let me just grab them out. Like this is a little bit, this is a little bit of paper, and let's find something else. A little bit of book print, and I'll probably end it with a little piece of lace too. We can also take a little bit of burlap. Let's do that. Okay, so make sure I'm in frame so you guys are seeing me work. Yes. Okay, so we have that, and then we have this. Okay. I love a torn edge. I don't really like straight edges ever. Pretty much. I love a torn edge. Okay. So we're going to stack these on top of each other, and we'll cut this off here, this music note there. We'll take this and we'll cut this off here. And I'm just layering it so you see the bottom of each one. See, so you still see a little bit of everything. And we'll back everything with this piece of burlap. Like that. And you just see that burlap just a little bit. And we'll just put that right here on the side. And let's try stapling it. I've done that too before. I had my stapler here. Perfect. It staples just perfect. And then we'll take this rusty that I rusted with Tim Holtz alcohol inks. And I'll put that like right here. Hope I don't poke myself. Alright, you know, I got my pokey tool. This is kind of thick, I guess. Make sure my finger's not there. Let's go through my pokey tool. There we go. You could have just kept poking it with that pin, but that was a lot faster. So now we have this. However we want this to land. There we go. It'll be sitting in a pocket like this, so there we go. Isn't that cool? I wish I remember. This is the one I originally learned about, where you take different pieces of paper and just tear them up and just make little whatevers. Love it. Okay. So I have a bunch more of those to do. We won't do those now. Okay, so now we have, let's just take a library pocket. Okay, so the first thing we want to do with the library pocket is first cut the trim the corner edges with a corner chopper. If you don't have a corner chopper, I would invest in one. They're probably like, these are like $25, but use a coupon at Joann's or Michael's. This one is We Are Memory Keepers, and you can chomp the corners 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch. So you can probably get it for about $12 to $15 with a coupon. If you watch out at Tuesday morning, they have them there, and you can get them for $10 sometimes. So one time I got so lucky, I was at Joann's and I saw one clearance for like $3. I couldn't believe it. That's my second one that I have. I'll show you. I got this one for $3. And all it does is just chop the corners so it looks nice and professional. See how the corners are edged out? This one has a deco and a stub. But anyway, I got this one for like $3. We Are Memory Keepers. This is a $30 tool, $25 to $30 tool. So keep your eyes open. Also, they have like smaller ones. They're just like this small that you can chop your corners. But the reason I like these ones is because if you get something that's really thick, which once you start doing this kind of work, you will. It goes through leather, it goes through fabric, this goes through everything. So, okay, so now our corners are chopped or rounded, right? That looks a lot better. Okay, and then the back of this, I want to put, this is an envelope that I distressed, and then it's open there, right? So yeah, so what I want to do is I want to we're going to use some black ink or brown ink. Let's use black. I really want this to show up. Okay, I'm going to use some black ink here and my postal stamp, which is right here. Okay, so this is my postal stamp. We're going to use this. Okay. If the stamp's really dark or just lightly here and there, it's fine because we want it to look vintage anyway. Yeah, perfect. Look how cool this looks. Doesn't that look cool? Okay, so now this is going to get put on the back of here, right? And let me look at the time situation. Okay, so this is going to get put on the back of here, and we can use we could hot glue this on, or we can use double stick tape. We will use double stick tape. And you got, and make sure that you don't put the double stick tape here, because you want to have two pockets. We're going to put the double stick tape here, so the side here, top, bottom, because then we can stick things in here, right? And then we can stick things here, so we have two pockets here and then under here. Okay, so then we got a lot of good stuff going on. And where I get my double stick tape is as everyone probably knows, Dollar Tree. And you guys, it works awesome. I was getting, oh, and I'm going to say this, getting your double stick tape at Dollar Tree for $1 is insane. You get a good amount on here, Because when this stuff originally came out, you guys, it was so expensive and you would get hardly anything on a roll. It was ridiculous. So I was getting it at Tuesday Morning for $1.99 for about the same amount, see? But then Dollar Tree started carrying it. I was like, oh, thank goodness. So I buy a ton of it because I'm afraid they're going to stop carrying it. You know, Dollar Tree is 7 and 10 on hand pretty much at all times. So I'm just looking at my stash right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I have 7 right now. Now look what I've done, you guys. I've used my glue stick. I've used the double stick tape. I've used the hot glue. So I don't believe, like some people, I've heard people say, oh, I hate hot glue. I don't hate any glue. And I remember a girl said that a long time ago, and it made sense to me. She goes, I don't hate any glue. I like whatever glue is right for the situation that I need to use it for. And that's the truth. So don't hate any glue. Use the glue that you need for what you're doing. And that's how I look at the situation too. Looking for my bone folder so I could just go over it a little bit with my bone folder, but I don't see it. All right, I'm just going to show you something with the tag so you can see what I have open. So see right here, because I split the envelope, right? So there's a pocket there, right? And then, because I didn't put a piece of tape here to seal it, there's another pocket behind. So you can put some more stuff right in there. So you have 2 pockets right behind each other. Well, this is too long to go in there, but you have 2 pockets to go into. That one or that one. And you have the one on the front. Isn't that cool? Now, I would add some stuff here, but I'm not going to because I really like the advertisement from the Sears catalog, and I just want that to be displayed. I think it's beautiful. Oh, one other thing is we could chop the corners on the bottom too. Let me use my other corner chopper, and I'll use a different type of thing. I'll use the deco. This is deco on this side and a stub on this side. So let's use the deco corner chopper, and you can see what this looks like. And see, I just went through all of this. This is a lot to go through, see? And with maybe a regular corner chopper, you might not be able to go through all of that. See, that's what the edge looks like on the deco. Are you seeing that? Yeah, there you go. And see it right there, it's just regular. So that's cool. Okay. And you can throw a bunch of tags in there. You can throw stuff in the pocket here and the pocket underneath there. So this is a really cool library. These are called library pockets. And I love me a library pocket. Here's another one. We won't work on this one because it's the same thing. Okay, making tags out of like maybe putting 5 or 6 book pages together is what I did here. So let's make a tag out of that. So let's come here in the middle, right here. Does it have to be perfectly in the middle? No. I'm gonna take my fun fur. Okay. If you have kitchen twine, like this type of stuff that we used, you could use this for that too. Or you can use that, what's that brown rope called? Oh my God, it's gonna perturb me. That brown rope that looks like burlap. Oh my God, twine? No, it's not twine. Yeah, it's just twine. Yeah, twine. I don't know what my brain. You can also use twine. In fact, I wanted to have some twine here. I think it's in my kitchen to show you what it looks like with twine too. But just you can use either. You can use, you know, some twine, some fun fur. You can use little bits of lace to do this with. You could leave just the whole. I just think it looks really cool. Okay, so now we're going to do, oh, this is what I want to say too. When it comes to something like this, I have like 5 pages put together to make this tag, and then I sewed around it. You could do this. You don't have to sew. I could have stapled this. And I think the staples, because it looks very industrial, will look really cool. Like, I'm just going to add staples in this just to give it a more industrial look. It's not really holding it together because I sewed it, right? But look how cool. It just gives an industrial look. So I was going to tell you that, especially when you're sewing so many things together, if you want to staple it, staple it. That would look really cool. So there we go. Let's now make this, let's embellish this tag. Just making sure what you guys are seeing. Okay, I'm going to take some fabrics this time again. I do a lot of tea in bags, or I make a lot of my own tinctures. This is a tincture bag. That's how stained. That's why I got so stained. But isn't this fabulous? So I just threw away one of my tincture bags, which means is I take the herbs and I run them to this bag, and all of the goodness, all the liquid comes out, and it keeps the herbs in the bag. I can't believe I threw it in the garbage. I'm like, what were you doing? Because you can use it in your stuff. Okay, so this is kind of turning, but there we go. So we have that. I'm also going to use this here. This is some muslin. Like, I had a strip of muslin, and then I avocado dyed it. And I just have some left over, so. Let's make this thinner, because I want that stained herb bag to really show. Okay, and I have a little piece of lace. Like, look, I have this little bit of lace. So now let's layer this and this and this like that. We'll also trim this lace off. We'll kind of do it kind of jaggedly like that. And then I have a, where is that little bit of this little bit of lace left over from some project. So make sure you take little bits of like your little bits of fabric, lace, and all that, and have it saved to the side. And let's go ahead and put a staple in this. Perfect. We stapled all that together, and we will. I'm going to take this little bitty one. This is a little bitty one that I Tim Holtz distressed. See? We're going to take this little bitty one. Since I have it out here, let's just use this one. Run this up through the middle. I might even just run it like this. Yeah, I should just run it like this, so it looks like I'm really... I haven't done this for a while, so just a second. That's how I wanted to do it. Okay, so I'll redo the other ones. See how I just went through all 3 pieces like that, not hanging off the top. I was thinking I had it hanging off the top, but I didn't. I have it like this, so it looks like it's holding it all together. And you can try to just hold it all together, but it just makes it harder if you're trying to get this in right, hold all these pieces together. If I could just staple them, plus the staple looks cool. So we'll just put that on, and then we'll hot glue this whole thing on. We'll put that right there. And look how cool this looks. Doesn't that look so cool? I think so. Okay. Let's get on to another one. Okay, this is that pattern. This is a bunch of pattern instructions I made into a tag. I don't know why I didn't sew this at the top. I wish I already sewn it. It's okay. I showed you how to do a tag. I want to sew this at the top. You do the same thing we just did with the last one. Okay? I want that to be sewn at the top before I do it. Okay, so let's make a library pocket out of the sewing directions, right? And you put like 4 or 5, probably 5 or 6 sewing directions all together. And that's what it looks like on the back. I didn't distress it on the back. Okay, and then this is just a piece of probably Tim Holtz paper cardstock that I distressed, and then I tore it. So this will be so this is another way to make a library pocket. Fabulous. Now this is a little bit thicker. This paper is pretty thick on here. I'm gonna use my hot glue on this one because it's really thick. And on really thick paper, I like to either use hot glue or use Eileen's E6000. But for this pocket, I don't see. I need instant adhesion. All right, so we'll put this down here. Okay, and then we have this part here still open, right? So then we will go ahead and mark that down. Sorry, just get this glue off my cutting mat, or off my glass mat. I try to keep like hot glue and all that crap off my mat. Okay, I'm just going to trim this up here. The little pocket was just a little bit bigger than this. Okay, so there we have that, and I think that looks fabulous. And then again, you can just throw in lots of different tags right in the pocket. See? Just like that. I think you could even take this library pocket and put this in the pocket. Would this fit? Nope, it wouldn't fit. But these, if I made it smaller, I could have put this library these library pockets into this pocket if it was a little bit smaller. So you can see that. There we go. You could even on this, we could put one of those little little fabric embellishments at the top, or fabric embellishments. Let's do a little paper embellishment up there at the top. There's that. We're going to do a mixture. I also have this stuff. I don't know what the heck it is. This stuff right here. They make ribbon like this at Dollar Tree even. Let's just take some of this. So just save all your little bits and pieces like this. Just save them. And you can use all this kind of stuff. And let me see what else I got. Oh, I'll show you another thing. This is some corrugated cardboard. This is some corrugated cardboard paper that I had bought, and I had little pieces left over, so there we go. You can buy this in pads. I have a little small pad that I bought. A couple of them. Okay. And yeah, I feel like I need a little book page. So let me see if I have any book page. Yeah, here's some book page here. And we'll put some book page right there. And then we'll take our stapler, staple all this together. And let's take one of these, the Tim Holtz little Trinket pens, they're calling them. And they're just really like little Tim Holtz safety pens. Look how cool that is. I love these. You can even put a paper clip here and paper clip this on too. Okay, this is really, really thick. All right, I'm not going to use this. I think I'm going to use a paper clip. And I think I have rusty paper clips in here too. Yep, I rusted paper clips too. Let's use a big old paper clip because it's so thick, because that corrugated. So there's a rusty paper clip that I rusted with the Tim Holtz alcohol inks. Okay, we're going to hot glue it on, because then we know we'll never lose this, right? It'll always be there. So hot glue it on, and then make it look though like this is put on with this rusty old paper clip. Now, with that sticking out there, you could now attach something else onto here. I'll show you, like the fun fur. Or a piece of twine would have been cool too. Wish I would have had my twine in here so I could use both. But that's fine. You can even add beads on right here. Onto a piece of twine, you add beads. Just a second, let me see if I can get this. Let me go like this so I can really have a nice size hole to go into. There we go. There we go. How cool that looks. Doesn't that look cool? And then there's how the... So I am loving all of that. I think that looks cool. Do we have something on? Okay. There we go. So then you can put some tags in there. Let me look at my time situation and see what time we're at. Okay, so we got about 10 more minutes. Okay, here's this one. We got to do these. Okay, so this will be the last thing we do. Let's do one of these. Okay, with Dorothy Dandridge. Okay, so we need to put this on like this, right? So, and on the back of here, remember, I have this pocket here, so we don't need to do anything to the back of this. This is pretty much done. Unless you want to add a little paper, the little paper or fabric and bellies on the side. But what we're going to be concerned about is doing this here. Okay. Move all this out of the way. Because now we need to put some layers behind her. Oh, also, let's do this. Let's distress her. I should have done this first, because this is definitely what I wanted to do. Make sure I didn't skip. So I like distressing all the edges. If you don't have this distressing tool, you can just take a knife and distress your edges with a knife. But it's really nice to have this distressing tool. Oh, here it is. There's twine sitting right in front of my face. Look, you guys. There's the twine. Can't see what's in front of your face. Okay, I'm going to take some vintage photo and do the edges. Okay. Okay, there we go. So that's what I'll do pretty much to all my edges off camera. So that looks nice and distressed. Okay, so now we need to back this with a bunch of good stuff. So we're going to back it with some burlap on the edges. And all this will be hot glued on. And then we'll use another piece of burlap for the other side. Like that. Okay. Love it. Then we'll use a piece of this little piece of lace I have right here. That'll probably go down right there. Yep. So you're just taking bits of nothingness and just doing awesome with it. How cool is that going to look at the bottom? In fact, I'll even let that hang. Well, no, let's not let it hang off because it's going to go into a pocket. So we'll just put it like that. We'll take a piece of this and put this here too, right there. Maybe we'll take it and go like that. And then I have some, I just saw a piece of lace. Here we go. Then I have this really nice looking lace, right? I love the the difference between the burlap, this little piece of muslin, and then this beautiful piece of lace right there. Isn't that fabulous? Yeah, I like that. And yeah, and just this piece here on the side looks good. Okay, so I like this all layered up the way this is done. All right, so let's do it. Let's glue all this down. Okay. And then you make sure you're still there. Yes. Okay, so let's glue all this down. Okay. Good thing I got my glue gun in here. And what I do is I don't have to use my fingers. Get one of these little spatulas you get in the cooking department when you want to, you know, take out cake batter. Because then you do not have to use your fingers, especially in something like this. Look how if you can see through it, you can burn yourself so easily. I have a pink one that I love from Daiso. And I'm so sorry that I didn't buy a few of them when I was there, so I could have two pink ones, one in my craft room, one in my here in my art studio, and also I could give some as gifts because these are great little gifts for crafters, especially little pink ones. People would love that. But it's in my craft room, the pink one is. Okay, so then this goes here, right? Let's go look and see where this goes. Yeah. Here for myself, just a second. There we go. And then you guys will see these all, the rest of these all finished up in projects. So I have plenty of tags and ephemera and envelopes, all distressed out for my projects. So you might want to work on some of this kind of stuff and have it ready to go in your projects. Okay, no, I didn't use my thing, but I'm okay with this one. Unless you hear me scream. Ah! I burned myself! I definitely wouldn't try not to do that with a piece of lace, because you will burn yourself. Okay. I got glue strings everywhere. Alright, so now we have this here. Let me see about my picture. Oh, and also we're going to do this. Let me do it now. I want to take the edges and curl the edges up like this. So the picture looks really, really old. Like these, like this I'll really do up, and then this one will just be a little bit. And this one will just be a little bit. And then I'll take my walnut stain or the Tim Holtz Distress Ink and just, you know, distress those edges right there. And then I'll take my walnut stain or the Tim Holtz Distress Ink and just, you know, distress those edges right there. just bring this back a little bit more. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So bring your, you know, bring your picture back here and there so you can kind of keep things lined up. Hopefully I'm working in frame so you guys are seeing everything I'm doing. Yeah, I'm in frame. Okay. It's like my biggest fear is to be out of frame. Because believe me, I've been out of frame many times. Not many times, I'm always checking, but you know, I've been out of frame and I don't like it. The whole reason you guys are here is to look, to be inspired, to get ideas. And you can't be inspired or get ideas if you can't see. So, anyway. Oh, I have this little piece right here. Okay, so this is gonna go like this. Do I want to put... Just thinking if I want to layer these two together. Or if I want this to go at the bottom. No, let's layer it. That was a better idea. So this is just a little piece of doily. So I'm going to... Yeah, in fact, there's little bits on here which I'll save and use on other projects. So you can make those little embellishments, those little fabric embellishments with those little bits. So that'll be put into my little container over here, and we'll use that. So all those little bits that you think, oh, and you throw them in the garbage, save them. Especially the fabric ones. The paper ones you'll have tons of them, so you don't have to save everything, but save some so you have some little, you know, music note papers, little bits of book note pages, little bits of jelly prints, little bits of distressed paper. So you can make paper embellishments. That's what we'll call them. Fabric embellishments and little paper embellishments. Made out of nothing. Made out of your bits. And that's the things that I find come out the best is when you use all of your little bits and you put bits together. Bits put together make things just awesome. I love it. If you like that tattered, torn look. And nothing makes me happier than a tattered, torn look, as we all know. Oh my gosh, what the heck was that? Why did that just glue to my... Alright. Okay, it's on my thing. Alright, so let's get this glued down. Okay. Just a second, you guys. I got little glue. I hate to say boogers, but I got them everywhere and they're driving me nuts. And once you get too many of them going, it's like little cobwebs, and they're all over your hands and they're all over your spatula, and you can't move without these little webs coming out at you everywhere. All right, there we go. Now I can work better. Wait, just got another one. All right. So like I said, my next video will go back to my mixed media junk journal page that I left off, and we have a pocket that we need to put on. We're going to use to put a fabric pocket in, and then we need to fill that fabric pocket plus some other pockets with some ephemera, some of this ephemera that we created right here. So that it'll be getting used in the next mixed media video. Get rid of some of the stuff. There we go. Let me just make sure things are attached a little bit better. That's good. Good enough. Oh, this looks so cool. And then let's let's really bend this up here. I won't bend it that much. Okay, let me take a little bit of distress, Tim Holtz distress something. There we go. And we'll take this. Cool. And this needs to be glued down just a little bit better. This tag needs to be glued down a little bit more. Yeah, I want her glued pretty much down except for that corner. There we go. There we go. And then the same thing with this. She needs to be glued down here. Okay. So now she's all glued. Let me just make sure she's glued down well everywhere. Yeah, it's glued down good. So now we have this. Look how cool that is. So now you can put stuff in on this side, put the pocket. You turn around, you got Dorothy Dandridge with all of this. Just, isn't this the most beautiful tag? It's a tag / library pocket on the other side. So this is just cool. So this I would not put, this I would put definitely in a pocket. So you can just take this tag out, and then on the other side you have a library pocket that you can shove a bunch of stuff in. And on this side it's a tag. So I hope you guys have been inspired. I hope you got some ideas. I'm just going to be sitting here and finishing up everything and get ready for my next video, which the next one will be creating the pocket, the fabric pocket and finishing out my mixed media junk journal page, 2 pages that we're working on, and then we'll put this ephemera in there and finish that whole thing up. So you guys, that is it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, you guys, it's so important in these times. So important in these times. Because these are some rough times, guys. Rough. Do something nice for somebody. And remember, my friends, we are more alike than we are not. Okay? All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.